out of the Swiss over at the Raleigh Major. It was a horrible time for them, whereas Team Secret did. So currently, to be honest, in recent form, I have Secret above them, whereas they want to be making sure, along with their fans, they get themselves straight back to the top of that SAM conversation. On the other side of things, from the region that you cast over in North America, the Ultimates also didn't make it out of Swiss at the Raleigh Major, but they still look like a very good team. They still look pretty strong in North America. They've made the majors, now they're here at EWC.
They also made a grand final. Did they show up or get shut out? I'm not going to talk about it. But all that matters is you can say that they were in a final. So if you're an NA fan or an Ultimate fan, that is the hope that you're clinging on to. If you're from FURIA, the plan is just be so loud that the Ultimates can't even calm to each other. So we're going to see if that plan works out for them. But for now, FURIA versus the Ultimate, a best of 5 to get out of Group C.
Group C, as we said, right at the top, very much the group of death. It is a terrifying squad, and we saw, Falcons went to 5 versus GK. The overtime at the end, you casted that series. It was incredible. GK couldn't quite get it done. The winner of this is going to be facing off against those home favourites and the recent major champions, whereas the losers will face off against GK, who I think a lot of people were thinking, all right, GK may well be the team to go out there. Would not be so sure. I think FURIA, they don't take this, and they've definitely got their heads on the chopping block.
They definitely do. Now, of course, the Ultimates, as always, usually have a fairly, I don't want to say slow, it's not as slow as it sounds out loud, but slow start. A lot of that is just, kind of getting used to the pace that's going to be set in front of them by FURIA. How much possession can they get a hold of very early on? For now, it's none. It's Yan trying to make a pass over to Jaffinho. FURIA, they're trying to work together to get past that Ultimates defense, but right now, it's raining tried and true.
First minute and 15 seconds or so. While it starts with some Ultimates pressure, very much settled into FURIA, having a couple of chances. Lost pops it high for the next man to come in. Jaffinho reads that ceiling wonderfully, and with no boost wishes he had anything. Doesn't manage to fake one out. LJ takes it towards that side wall. The FURIA pressure is going to be continuing. Team Ultimates, I'd like to see a little bit more from them. The start of the Raleigh Major saw them have the greatest start they could think of. They went 2-0 up. It was Space Station Gaming and KC that they beat right at the start. Then they got reverse swept out of the entire event. So, as you were saying, they start games not particularly strong, but they start events a lot stronger. But Yan wants to turn those around, and he scores the first goal.
Scary things to be seeing out of the Ultimates right now. A double commit on the back line of defense and having that third man just send themselves through. But for FURIA, that is the amount of pressure that you want to keep on the Ultimates consistently, and they will. They're going to try to get it off the kickoff here. This 150's back. Chronic to follow off the backboard denied.
Yeah, very dangerous, so Jaffinho has to get a very important touch, otherwise we suddenly see this game evened up to 1-all. Demo at the back, but I think both players end up going down, LJ and Lost. A brief 2v2, a skim towards the middle. Chronic tries to find first killer, who in the end wants to try and get rid of FURIA player on the back as well. Ultimate's trying to alleviate just a little bit of this pressure, but Lost with a chance, sends it central, and somewhat a smidge of confusion. Bumps and demos, and may well start raining in if Team Ultimate stay that slow and FURIA keep them in their sights.
Granted, I will say somehow the Ultimate's advantage do not be touched just for a small moment there. But FURIA is going to keep this ball in that orange half. They may not be holding on to possession, but at the end of the day, the Ultimates are boxed in right now. They've been playing in their own half for quite some time. Another pass, another forward, sent off 2 on the goal line for the Ultimates. Keeps this at a 1-goal game.
It's an arm wrestle on the goal line. Jaffinho, he manages to come second in that. Lucky to come out without a scrape. As Team Ultimates do keep it to 1-all. That's reset into backflip from first killer, and now just goes to the opposite corner. Very lateral play so far. A lot of these chances skimming the goal. Not a huge amount on target. That one is on target. I think that demo is going to be alleviating some pressure for FURIA as Drufo can clear it over 100 seconds now.
First killer is going to be the one to follow past Yan. This one's wide. LJ center to Chronic. Down and in.
I mean, down and in, and look at the man on the goal line. Thinks he's going to be going back behind, as I think the shot should have done. Jafino is backwards here, hops into a three-point turn, wants to go behind him, but Chronic with low boost. He's not got that many shooting options. Sends it bottom right instead. The Ultimates level us up.
Now what we see off the kickoff. 2 forward, a demoed out, maybe a center here for First Killer. Tries to take the shot opportunity off of this one, but FURIA regain possession, redirect, not with much power, but you love to see the idea. But for now, FURIA, they got to rein back into their own half here. Ultimates are getting a little bit closer and closer towards their net.
Yeah, I think Chronic there by choice, cleverly goes back towards the net. Can't pick up that corner boost, so did have to get rid of the ball pretty quick, but FURIA weren't smart to their plan. A pass central, LJ a double, but the second ends up going straight towards the corner. First Killer and Chronic with the Canadian commit, both saying no, after you, both being a little bit too polite. 45 seconds, Jafino and LJ have a scrap in the corner, with Jan up high. Lost wants to get involved here. Does clear one player. And this pressure from FURIA building yet again. It feels like the start of the game.
Yes, and honestly, this is exactly what I predicted for this, at least this game number 1 to go. You know, you expect FURIA to come in swinging, Ultimates to kind of get acclimated to what they are being thrown into here. Jafino, another shot into the corner, manages to keep possession for FURIA, trying to make a center there, but a better clear from Chronic. Is going to get stopped in the mid here. LJ pushes forward. You see Ultimates demoing on the back line, which is slowly forcing FURIA back, but only 7 seconds left on the clock here. Yeah, no boost, just throws a Hail Mary maybe to center. Oh! They almost find it, and for some reason, they get away with keeping this ball out.
I mean, so far the ball is still up as well. Only just do we hit the SCC overtime. As the Ultimates, they hold on right at the death. It's a great save on the goal line in the end. Jan just couldn't quite squeeze it past with the backflip. The Ultimates, they're actually looking pretty strong here, but both these teams wanted to make sure they do better than that Raleigh Major. Great clear from Drufo. Gets it nice and far away. Opportunity first going to try and Diaz it. Doesn't fancy his chances though and takes it low.
This one sent all the way out, back to Chronic. Tried to get it over to himself there, but Jafino threw a hand up. Second man a little slow, means possession stays with Jan. Here, down to Jafino. Tries to thread the needle on the back line of defense there, but 33 into this OT. Right now, that ball goes back blue.
It's quite a weak shot from Jafino. I think he'd expect more. He thought shoot low, see what happens, but in the end it does do a lot worse than that and lost. Reset shot on target. No one's there for a little while. LJ's going to be the next one up to it. Jan with no boost does commit a bomb attempt. A bomb success as LJ secures game 1 for the Ultimates.
I was waiting for this to happen to Ultimates. Thrive not only on aggression, but connection. And when you see all of those things mesh well together, that is when they just absolutely dominate their opposition. It was a little shaky at the beginning, but like I said, reaching towards that end of the game is when they start to get a little bit more comfortable, and that's exactly what we got from them.
Sat Jr. looking mighty dapper, standing behind them in a black and red as well, but he is
Love the matching tie.
He is booted, and they are ready to go. FURIA, they're going to be raring for game number 2 here.
I was going to say, to be fair, that was the most like Brazilian or South American getup I could have seen on the other end for a coach, was the Adidas tracksuit,
yeah.
A gold chain. It gets very much 2 different regional vibes, but same can be said out on the field. FURIA came in full force swinging, but at the end of the day, Ultimates do what NA does best, a nice little bump play to get the job done.
Yeah, from LJ's POV as well. He smiles, fist bumps the team, very happy with that one, and pretty much captain, I would say, in First Killer Central. Double fist bumps abound, and that FURIA crowd, they will be mighty disappointed if they don't see FURIA do well in this matchup today. Each team only gets 1 match per day for these opening rounds. This is their chance to show off to their fans.
Well, right now they were showing up, but they haven't shown out quite yet. Ultimates do have the lead in the series in case you are just now tuning in, but the vibes are still very much high for FURIA. First Killer off the ceiling, down to himself, bump on 1, no follow-up. Ultimates call themselves off and just regain to get possession back. LJ, another 150 forward, but it's very slow on the follow-ups for Ultimates.
It's taken until game 2 as well somehow for a demolition to come through. LJ is going to be the man with blood on his bonnet. 30 seconds through as first killer goes out with a reset. Central again though. The passes are coming in. No one's there to receive. Lost wants to bump LJ. A little bit of revenge from the end of game 1.
Look at FURIA playing this one a little bit slower, a little bit further back. They know the ultimates want those clears. They're just slowing them down after that first initial touch. Another 50 onto the other end of the field. Let's see where it goes. Out into the corner. Usually can be dangerous, but Chronic wanted to get the center. Great read from FURIA as they try and follow it on out. Low boost, lost the old one with really something.
Yeah, I love that as well from first killer. He fakes to go for the first challenge. He knows that Jan has no boost, otherwise he would have used it to beat him to the ball. He then fakes to go in. Jan gets the touch. First killer therefore gets that boost presence. He can steal it, leaves Jan on an island in his own half. Lovely play from him to make sure the ultimates do get that ball control.
Ooh, a little pinch, a little demo on the back, just not enough speed to make the center on in. LJ has managed to keep that one out and going. No touch, Jan denies. Right now, FURIA got to get into position where they hold control of this ball. They keep letting it loose, and ultimates just continue to ramp up their game.
15 towards target. Only man to it is going to be Chronic. LJ Central finally. Aplas gets a man on the other side of things, and LJ slams the attacking player from FURIA straight out of the park. That's a lot better from ultimates though. Sending a pass central and there being someone there. And now everybody says we'll be back in a second.
Yeah, eventually I assume that pause is going to get called. If that ball goes in, Jan, you might want to...
This doesn't feel regulation.
This... boys, what are we doing?
I mean, if they're still playing, I'm very confused. I mean, LJ's got his hands off the controller. So we're going to be having a quick pause here, making sure that all players are nice and happy. That is a stunning necklace.
He's had
I would never wear it. For the record, but I love that he has it, because it is spectacular.
He's had that for so much. That and the hat. And I know for any fans out there know what purple cup hat I am alluding to. Very iconic. I love when players have like iconic stuff like that. Kiss the jersey, give the vibes. We see you, make your noise, FURIA. What are we supposed to say? You're supposed to be vamos, but I don't want to say it until they score.
Bora FURIA. I think that was offensive. I hope it wasn't, but it didn't feel right.
The Spanish in me looked and gave the craziest side eye.
I got the worst look. That was horrible. Well, I'll never do that.
I want to go vibe out there with them. They're having a whole party.
God forbid a guy tried to catch a vibe. Goodness gracious.
I'll catch a vibe with you guys. We see you waving.
Yeah.
Go make some noise. Oh,
yay! Make some noise. We love that. But yeah, the FURIA fans, I mean, they've travelled all the way here to Riyadh, and it's fantastic to see. I think a lot of support coming through to all these teams. We always know that Twisted Minds will get support. We always know that Falcons will get support. It's excellent to see that FURIA are getting all the support that they are here. I went into the arena earlier, then I heard drums, and I heard banging, I heard singing, and I thought, what on earth is that? So I left the arena, and I saw right at the massive entrance about 80 to 100 FURIA fans with their drums. I had a video, put it on Twitter, of them just going ballistic on the drums, singing, chanting, screaming, and they walked straight into the arena, and it was fantastic. So FURIA coming out in droves here. I think that's going to be a really big part as well, because when you're a competitor, you want to feel the crowd behind you. You don't just want to know, yeah, we have, how many millions of fans. You want to feel that in the moment. Having 100 fans in front of you is worth an absolute mountain that are online.
There's such a vibe. They haven't let up once, by the way. Way of party. Yeah, I want to hang out with them. And then
I can solo cast, mate. Do you want to pop in there?
It's just me trying to leave Stumpy the entire
you really are.
time.
Thank you for that.
No, I think, honestly, I think I'm just cursed. Every series I've casted at EWC so far has had an insane tech pause in game 2.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, that didn't seem to. I mean, did that harsh the first series? Who was it after game 2 that was winning? Game 2, I was 1-1 at that point, so it wasn't too bad.
Not quite.
This one is in game 2.
This was in game 2. We were already into the swing of things. I will say, I mean, ultimates don't look too phased. It's slight, I don't know if that's like a nervous smile from FK, but it's emotion, and that is a good sign.
Yeah, and I think also it's going to be, we say about how much it's going to be elevating FURIA. Genuinely, if you're in a step pause, so you've got those headphones on, even if you can't hear FURIA, I think you can feel the rumble, because they're stomping, they've got their drums, they're doing everything that they can to be as loud as they can. And it's interesting to see just how they're going to be dealing with the amount of pressure that is on them right now to basically throw. Like they want ultimates to do horribly, and they've got that pressure. Whilst it's lifting up FURIA, the pressure I think ultimates are going to be finding themselves under. It's going to be immense, and we're just waiting for a few more words on this technical pause. Thank you all for waiting. We appreciate every single one of you who's hanging out in chat, who's watched EWC so far.
And thank you for waiting with us. We're officially back into this one. We're going to be starting at 3:08 in regulation on the clock here. Nobody has found anything quite yet in those first 2 minutes. They're going to see if they can change things here. Pass over to first killer right on target, but Jafini on the goal line keeps this one out.
Yeah, it's all that momentum I think FURIA want to be amassing. Oh, Chronic now got the first demo. No, no, no. It was LJ. Don't take flowers away from my man. How dare you? It was LJ.
We know it was LJ at our heart, but hey, you know, if you're an Ultimates fan, you want Chronic to get his little moment so he can step up a little bit more than normal.
Yeah. First killer out of the back challenges, actually ends up going low. He can continue down the pitch. See the 100 boost. 1-2, the skim. Near target. Chronic has to get that cutely in the center. LJ, huge third man dive in, but it does end up paying off.
I am fearful for FURIA if Ultimates are going to be throwing out three-man passing plays like that on goal line full pressure. This is the version of Ultimates that I know got to a final. I'm not going to acknowledge what they did in that final, but they got there regardless. That is a top 2 finish off the ceiling, down denied by Lost. Chronic's keeping it going. The power on a lot of these shots that are coming out of the Ultimates, though, is a great sign.
Near enough 100 seconds now. Both still leveled up at that 0-0. No one's able to find the back of the net so far. Lost on the left-hand wing. Has boost stolen from him and stolen from him again as he tries to pilfer the one in the Ultimates half. Drew for a little bit of space. Sees Lost up high. He relinquishes control of that ball. First line to it is going to be Jan. Does well with that pass. Central again. All three Ultimate players very close to each other. 2 of them abandon the net. Chronic has to rush back.
LJ takes control of this. Literally 4 in the tank, and they still managed to do it. That was what I was talking about. When the Ultimates connect on their plays, they are otherworldly. Just a beautiful drop down to first killer, pass over to Chronic to completely beat out the back line of defense. FURIA, there was nobody that was in contention to beat them in that race.
And you identified earlier about the Ultimates 3-man passing play, saying how dangerous they were going to be if they could continue finding them. That was a true 3-man passing play. LJ's first killer, straight down to Chronic, and that is a complete solo play on the other side of things, the antithesis to goal number 1.
And that is truly, this entire time, what has made the Ultimates so disgusting. The fact that they were brought together as these 3 incredible individuals. First killer in particular, of course, is that star player name of, you know, solo capability. It was a matter of honing them in as a team that really is what sets them apart. But getting a taste of the pass and plays back into the solos from FK really is just an all the way around showing of what they are capable of.
FURIA suddenly needing to chase here. It was even a couple of minutes ago. And now they need to bring back 2 goals. LJ keeps control of this one. That's a bit of an awkward flip, and I love these boost steals from first killer. Repeatedly, players from FURIA want to try and just grab one in the midfield to keep their attack going. He has said no time and time again. There he dives in front. First killer is having a really spectacular series so far.
He really and truly is. This is one player you want to see up. He's already got 3 shots to his name, and 2 already gave him a goal, but 1 for Jafino is not too bad of a statistic. 1 for 1, 16 on the clock.
Oh.
The lead is cut in half.
Every touch from Jan there, completely vital. Squeeze it in the middle. Fans from FURIA jumping in the stands. 16 seconds though, important kickoff. Both go pretty normal to it. Lost a little bit of a closer cheat. He then picks that mid boost that he's finished out on multiple times. He couldn't get it earlier on. Final 10 as Jan takes it to the left wall. LJ shies away from it. Actually lets that pass come in. It rips across the face of the goal. Drufo out wide. Pescale has done well so far on defense and offense. Can he continue that trend? Central for Lost, up high, asks the question. Chronic answers. One touch from him is going to be landing it on the floor. It is forced down. Ultimates 2-0.
I was so stressed out. Not even because like I'm favoring anyone or rooting for anybody in particular in that. It's just more that I know that FURIA have the capability to, you know, hold their own in that high level pressure situation there. But the Ultimates shut them down eventually. Really, really good showing from them. It has definitely just been an upward climb of momentum throughout the series. Even despite the pause, they came in swinging with the same level of speed that they were at before.
Suddenly, the onus falls to FURIA. Their drums look a little bit without direction, as does their team, as Ultimates do tear them apart a little bit in game number 2. 3-man passing play to start things off, and then First Killer comes in for the solo goal here. Goes up high from Jan, and he reads that with perfection. That could go anywhere.
It's an insane level of patience that most players really don't have in there, and for him to sit there and wait on it, and I don't know if there's a tiny ping of luck aspect to that too, that read, but just good on them for that one. And now you head into this next game, Ultimates almost all the momentum in their favor.
I mean, they do say that the more you practice, the luckier you get, and that seems to be what's happened to First Killer so far. Team Ultimates is very much on their side. LJ finds him, it's on target! And Lost, goodness gracious, had to use everything in his power to keep it away.
You see Chronic also try to make the double cut back there, but he didn't find a good time on it. Instead, FURIA take this as an opportunity to run back, but the demo actually worked in their favor. It spawned Chronic back on the right side to keep FURIA at bay.
I mean, his first 30 seconds already been full of action. Jafino locking in that first demo of the game. Every single player close to each other. Goodness me. The Ultimates right now have not played that perfect game in positioning, but they have played the perfect game when it comes to finishing their chances. Started with all of them existing within one plastic bag space of each other, and it ends with a goal down the other end. 40 seconds in, yet again, the Ultimates.
This is the Ultimates that I was wanting to see for a while. I've had the honor to cast this team a multitude of times out in North America. I've been waiting for them to get a lot more consistent with finding each other, because yes, individually they are disgusting, but together they are something that can compete with the Falcons, with the NRGs of the world, right? So for now, taking a team like FURIA down in this fashion is a really good sign. Again, this is also the group of death, and it's going to start with a double, a follow, maybe the triple is the answer, but either way, it's going in.
It's just again, keep punching, keep trying, and keep succeeding if you are the Ultimates. Lost did everything in his power, bless him, to keep out those chances. 2 saves. Unfortunately, it's a 3s game mode, and the Ultimates, they sent everybody to it. We're 1:10 in, and the Ultimates are clear by 2. FURIA, what can they put forward?
Right now, FURIA is looking a little bit lost, at least position-wise.
Nice.
They've been a little bit slower on it. Demoed off the play here again, and every time that third man goes in the boost, and more times often than not, it has been Yan. He's getting caught out on less than 20. Another shot in net, a float down to First Killer to go 3-0.
I mean, First Killer finds LJ to the ceiling and then jumps again. Most people, I think, would get the initial hit, and then that would be the one that sends it down. He catches on that inverted piece of the wall, gets up, and then jumps down to send it straight towards his teammate. It's spectacular play. And LJ, full disrespect play himself. It does get finished by Chronic. And my, oh my, 100 seconds and 4 goals. Jan, get out my way. I've got I've got an assist to get, he says.
For 2 seconds, I was fully watching that as a fan and just screamed at LJ. I love it though. 4-0 up for the Ultimates. This is such a solid performance. Another catch. Gone slightly array this time here, but unfortunately for FURIA, they just are not meeting Ultimate speed.
I mean, so far it's been about 2 games worth of time that FURIA have been unable to score in. 10 minutes in 3 games is not a good amount of time to be held scoreless. They scored 1 in this series. On the other side of things, we've seen the Ultimates. They get 4 in this game alone. Halfway through now, it's a couple of bumps. You said earlier that FURIA are looking lost. They could do with about 4 of lost to make this game work a little bit more in their favor. LJ again, sorry, going up for the solo. Let's get cleared away.
I'm almost in shock. It's very rare that I feel like there's much you can do to make FURIA look almost non-existent on the field. Like usually you see them at least get a breakaway or 2. This one widen off the post, which is a breath of fresh air for FURIA, right? 2 minutes 16 is winnable if they can at least start to get something going here. But like we've seen in the past, they are just continuously boxed in. A lot of these cuts are too wide. Third man, finally a pass makes connection to Yam, but it's another read from Ultimates.
I mean, the biggest thing for me is how well the Ultimates have stolen boosts. I'd love to see the boost stats after this game. I don't know if you have them available, but I mean, the fact that the Ultimates have just been able to essentially execute on every plan that they seemingly have and be able to just play their game plan is brilliant. It is absolutely the way that a team needs to approach these series. Boost steals have been great. It's a lovely reset from LJ. Doesn't quite go as far, or rather as down as he wanted. In 90 seconds with 4 string backs, a 2-man, 3-man passing play, lost towards the top corner. It's first killer sent to the scrapyard, and now just 3 stand between them and game 4.
So if you're wondering what it takes to finally score on the Ultimates, when you're held on match point, down by 4, you have to double commit, demo the last man, and full send both cars on the ball into the net. Maybe they can't get here. Nope, no touch on LJ. Golden Man keeps this ball with his teammates. And a minute 18 to go here. It's looking like it's getting away from FURIA.
FURIA with those 3, they're going to need to send everything at this. One more game and the Ultimates get a very big result in a 3-0. Something that I think very few people would have anticipated. They're the number 2 seed in North America, but they have looked shaky at times. But I think clearly the second best team behind NRG at the moment. It's going to maybe be 5. Chronic shoots a little bit too high. Doesn't matter, not a vital goal by any means. It's got a great catch up high, 15 boosts. I can't jump off the wall for it. And I said I wanted to see the kitchen sink from FURIA. Right now, they're not even sending a spoon from the cutlery drawer.
Out completely off the field right now in most people's eyes, especially the Ultimates. They know exactly where they are, and that's behind them. Less than 30 seconds to go here in a 3-goal lead. They're nowhere, and right now a big part of that is the fact that the Ultimates have been able to play so fast. And FURIA, quite honestly, can't keep up. A lot of the times, they try to send someone upfield, they try to do the demo thing, and they just got to respect the fact that the Ultimates are playing better. 7 seconds left on the clock. Too little, too late. You can get one for the road home, but even that's going to be denied. The Ultimates came into EWC with a chip on their shoulder, and they're sweeping FURIA into the lower bracket.
I mean, the Ultimates outperform anything a lot of us would have anticipated, and their fans, it's going to be a long night in their hotels, I think. It's going to be a long walk back with those drums, because that is not the FURIA